My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing.
Toppy, that's what most people call me. I used to hate it, but then I got used to it. When my kid sister was born, 9 years later, she called me Toppy, so it stuck. That's what everybody calls me. They don't know my right name. I went to many schools. My dad traveled, and we moved quite often. I was born in Pittsfield, Mass. We moved to Fitchburg, so I went to school there. But my training was at Burbank Hospital in Fitchburg, Mass. One of the best. And we worked our bums off. And we did that because it was wartime. It became wartime, and most of the men went to war. So there was extra work for us to do, work that we otherwise wouldn't do. We would do the lab work, for one thing. And bedpans, they used to use those. Yes, they did. I'm glad I became a nurse because I could help people. I could do things that nobody else could do. And I don't know, I just enjoyed being with and helping the people, the patients. I was almost married, but it didn't go through because we decided maybe there would be children, and it wasn't to happen. He said, "You're going, so I'm going." So I went. I didn't tell anybody either. He became a Marine pilot, and that was that. Then I went in the Army. I was at Fort Devens, which is no longer. And what a workout we had there. Whatever the GIs went through, I went through. Those nurses went through. Oh boy, those backpacks got so heavy, and we walked so far, and we got so hungry, and we had K rations. Oh, yum. I was never scared, and I don't know why I wasn't scared, because there were times that I should have been, I suppose. I got through the training, basic. All the girls, we were so sore from exercises. Oh boy, that was something. The next thing I remember, we were going on the ship that we were going, but we didn't know where we were going. At the pier, the band was playing. I have a sentimental journey. Thanks a lot, boys. And during that trip, oh, some of the girls were so seasick, it was terrible. We had 39 days on that ship to go wherever. We had no idea. We went through the canal, Panama Canal, and it was interesting. It was slow. Then we went on our journey across the Pacific. While we were there, I don't know where we were, but the war was over. Ongoing, we said, "Oh boy, we're going home." No, wrong. So we kept going, and we wound up at Honolulu. And the ships were in the harbor. It wasn't a good sight. There were boats that were half sunk, and there were airplanes, wings sticking up out of the water. I don't want to see that again. They finally sent us to the Philippines. And there, from one camp to another camp, they had no place for us. They didn't know where to put us. They found a place for us in Japan. and it was in November by then. And, it was cold. At night, it was so cold, so cold. Every night they would bring me blankets, hot water bottles, and whatever would keep me warm, because there was no heat. We had summer clothes, new winter clothes, summer clothes, and the building that they had for us, that was the hospital, no heat. Mama, please, I my winter clothes. So I got my winter clothes finally, but I had my cape. I was on a ward with mostly burns. It was horrible burns. Some were very bad burns. This was like a general hospital, and I gave gallons of penicillin. While I was in the Philippines, I forgot to tell you this, they didn't know what to do with us. They didn't know what to us. They sent us here, they sent us there. But they used to keep us, trying to entertain us or something, do something with us. So one day we took a trip to Corregidor or Bataan. And oh boy, it was a barren island. Both, and I tried to picture the march of the Bataan March. Oh, that was terrible. One of them became one of my fellows at VFW, and Jim Brennan, maybe you may know him. He recently died. He was a prisoner of war for 4 years. He did the Bataan March, and he used to work in a factory. Forgot what he said they made. But all he ate was rice. Rice. He went from over 200 pounds to 130. But he has since died, of course, recently. And they took us to these islands. It was so barren, and the sun was hot. And it was full of caves. And I can remember looking in one cave, and there was a skeleton hanging over a gun. And I'm sure it wasn't the only one. And there were some skeletons along the way, which wasn't pretty. So I don't try to remember that. The smallpox epidemic in Japan was not pretty. We had like 40 patients, both Japanese and American, and all had smallpox. They don't know where it came from. And everybody was vaccinated every week, and I was vaccinated every week with the rest of them. Never showed. When I went to school to get vaccinated, I had to have it 3 times. And it's just a little bit. So maybe I was immune, which was a good thing, because then I could take care of those people. I got to tell you about my night duty, which lasted 12 hours. And it was cold, and I told you before, they brought the blankets and the towels and all that stuff. So not one night, every night, we had to go through all the wards, which I had charge of, not one ward, but 2. And one ward held 100 patients. No way would I go there alone. They wouldn't let me. First place, the boys would come with me with a flashlight. We weren't allowed to put any lights on. We probably didn't have any anyway. And make the rounds with the blankets, water bottles, and the boys. And somewhere it was Christmas. It became Christmas sometime, and somewhere the boys found some trees. So we decorated them with plasma bottles, plasma cans they were, and paper chain. which was okay. It was home. It was a Christmas tree. And was I homesick? A little bit, but not bad. I love traveling anyway, but I didn't expect it to be so long, gone so long. We had our purpose, and we were there, and we tried to help when we could, where we could. I went to the World War II Memorial. My sister and I went, and we were treated royally. They had a special program for all the World War II veterans, and it was wonderful. A band, every service had their own band, and they each performed for us. And they had a little thing, and we went to the memorial. Of course, I took pictures and stuff. And I was walking down the street to the bus when we got out of one of the entertainments, and these first one and then two men came up, hugged me, kissed me, and said thank you. I was devastated. I didn't, well, I ain't like this. But I couldn't believe it. But they thanked me.
How did that make you feel?
Did my job. That's all. You know what? What's bothering me? That I paid $24 for a phone call for 3 minutes, and then I couldn't think of anything to say. There is more patriotism now than there used to be, but the kids are so different. They have no respect. The old veterans, they do. And they are very, very patriotic in many ways. But there is so much stuff going on that, boy, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. They should have more respect and to think of other people that they could help if they would. Some do, but many more don't. And I wish we could do something about that. I was proud to serve, of course, but it was a job. The Lord sent me. He must have. Else I never would have done it. I don't think I would. I don't know. It just happened. Why, I don't know. I hope to be 93 years old and still talking. I'm just 92. I never thought this would happen to me. And I'm not very good at this stuff. Well, to all the young people in America, I wish you would, don't make me cry, be more respectful. There are many of you who do, and I hope you will keep doing the good that you do, and we'll try to get rid of those other people that don't, but let's try. I know you can do it. Let's do it. Okay. Not really. I don't really go around shooting people. But that's the minority.
Let freedom, freedom, freedom